Breaking news this hour, U.S. President Trump's recent decision to dismiss Attorney General Pam Bondi sends a stark message throughout his administration and to his political adversaries. Loyalty alone, it seems, is no longer sufficient in his cabinet, signaling a new, uncompromising era. This move has profound implications for the future of the Justice Department and the political landscape. Just days ago, Pam Bondi appeared to be firmly within President Trump's inner circle. On Wednesday, she accompanied him to a crucial hearing before the Supreme Court. That very evening, she was prominently seated in the front row, only meters away from the president during his address to the nation. She sat alongside high-profile figures such as U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, a clear demonstration of her close proximity to power. President Trump himself had reportedly praised her as a wonderful person doing great work. Yet, in a stunning and abrupt turn of events, less than 24 hours later, the president announced her dismissal from the critical role of Attorney General. This abrupt firing offers a revealing glimpse into President Trump's understanding of justice and the role of the Justice Department. For President Trump, the Justice Department is not envisioned as an independent, impartial institution standing above political influence. Instead, it appears he views it as a potent instrument, a weapon to be wielded for his own interests and to advance his political agenda. The underlying issue, it seems, was that despite her demonstrated and seemingly unconditional loyalty, Pam Bondi was not perceived as sufficiently willing or aggressive enough to utilize this weapon in service of President Trump's specific demands. Whispers of President Trump's dissatisfaction with Bondi had circulated for some time, particularly concerning her handling of the Epstein investigation files. It is alleged that her department withheld millions of documents despite legal obligations for their release. Furthermore, the department faced criticism for questionable redactions that reportedly obscured the names of alleged perpetrators while, in some cases, failing to adequately protect victims' identities. However, these procedural missteps were likely not the primary drivers behind her dismissal. The core problem from President Trump's perspective was Bondi's perceived failure to adequately distance him from the ongoing Epstein investigations. President Trump continues to face accusations of attempting to conceal his own connections to the human trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. This criticism notably extends beyond his traditional political opponents, resonating even with some of his most devoted Make America Great Again supporters. Beyond the Epstein matter, Bondi was reportedly seen as too cautious in her approach to President Trump's political adversaries. President Trump himself publicly voiced his frustration, citing multiple indictments and 2 impeachment proceedings against him. He explicitly called for Bondi and the Justice Department to take assertive action against those he deemed responsible for these challenges. This sets a clear precedent for Bondi's successor. The expectation is for the Justice Department to actively pursue President Trump's opponents and initiate politically motivated legal actions. President Trump has even publicly named potential targets, including New York Attorney General Letitia James, who successfully pursued a multi-million-dollar financial fraud case against him. Also in his crosshairs are former FBI Director James Comey, who once investigated President Trump's alleged connections to Russia, and Senator Adam Schiff, a key figure in the first impeachment proceedings against President Trump. Therefore, the dismissal of Pam Bondi serves as a potent dual reminder to all of President Trump's adversaries: President Trump does not forget, and President Trump does not forgive. He has swiftly appointed Todd Blanche, Bondi's former deputy, as the new Attorney General, Crucially, before joining the Justice Department, Blanche served as President Trump's personal lawyer. This appointment strongly signals a clear and uncompromising direction for the Justice Department under President Trump's ongoing presidency. What's your take on Trump Fires Pam Bondi? Loyalty no longer enough? Share your view in the comments. Do you think this will matter in the next news cycle? This video was generated using artificial intelligence